Can you close the door? Hello? Just close the door. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Brajana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Jaya Brajana Ranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravana Chari Jaya Kunja Bihari Yamuna Tiravana Chari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravana Chari Jaya Kunja Bihari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Jagat Guru Prabhupada Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Paramadayal Srila Guru Deva Jaya Paramadayal Srila Guru Deva Gaura Kanai Nimai Balai Gaura Kanai Jaya Nimai Balai Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhava Tume Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Radha Shama Sundara Radha Radha Madan Mohan Radha Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Radha Gopinath Radhe Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Ramana Radhe Radha Krishna Radhe 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 Jaya Jaya Shri Radhe 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 Jaya Jaya Shri Radhe 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 Shyam Pyari Radhe 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 Kali Vali Radhe 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 Amrita Vali Radhe 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 Bhanu Kanya Radhe 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 Chichida Kanya Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Gopala Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Gopala Radhe, Radha Rani ki jai, Maha Rani ki jai, Radha Rani ki jai, Rani ki jai, bolo Barsana wali ki jai, jai jai, Vrindavana vasi ki jai, jai, Barsana vasi ki jai, jai 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 jai, bolo Barsane wali ki jai, jai jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Stottra Satri. His divine range of Chanar the Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anandapani Vaishnavindi ki jai. Namacharya Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopnath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govind Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Mahamnavni Dham ki jai. Purushottam Chandra Jagannath Dham ki jai. Shri Dwarkam Dham ki jai. Shri Ayodhya Dham ki jai. Shri Gangamay Yamuna ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani ki jai. Shri Samaveda Bhakti ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Mahai ki jai. Hare Krishna Mahamna ki jai. Shri Gaura Kanai Kanai Balai ki jai. Shri Srivas Sanganyatra ki jai. Nitai Go Chitala Pramande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to Sri Krishna. All glories to Sri Krishna. All glories to Sri Krishna. All glories to all the devotees present here for Srivas Sangha and Srimad Bhagavatam class. Nitai Go Chitala Pramande. All glories to Guru and Gauranga Guru Prabhupada Guru Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome all devotees, wonderful devotees from all over the world. So nice. Oh, Narad Muni also has come. Brahmaji also has come. Sanat Kumar has come. Everybody has come. Not visible to our eyes, but they have come. So we are going to read a very fantastic verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 32nd chapter, 34, 35, 36. All three are together. Big purport. Rameswar, you must only read. I will not read. I will just read the verse and the translation. And there is so much to learn in this verse that this can show us Krishna directly. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Hare Krishna. So Hari Om Tat Sat. तीसरा स्कंद 32वां अध्याय 34, 35 और 36 तीन श्लोकास. क्रियया कृतुभिर्दयनैः तपस्वाध्यायमर्शनैः आत्मेन्द्रियाजन जने जयेनापि संन्यासेन च कर्मणा योगेन विविधान्येन भक्ति योगेन चैव हि धर्मेणो भयाचिहे चिह्नेन यत प्रवृत्ति निवृत्तिमान आत्मतत्त्वबोधेन तत्त्वावबोधेन वैराग्येन दृढेन च ईयते भगवान एभिः सुगुणो निर्गुणस्वधृक् क्रियया क्रतुभिर्दानैः तपस्वाध्यायमर्शनैः आत्मेन्द्रिय जयेनापि संन्यासेन च कर्मणा योगेन विविधान्येन भक्ति योगेन चैव हि धर्मेणो भयाचिह्नेन यप्रवृत्ति निवृत्तिमान आत्मतत्त्वावबोधेन Vairagyena Drudena Cha Iyate Bhagavan Ebihi Suguno Nirguna Swadrik Kriyaya Kritubhir Dhanai Tapah Swadhyaya Marshanai Atmendriya Jayenapi Sanyasena Chakarmana Yogena Vividhagnena Bhakti Yogena Chaivahi Dharmeno Bhayachintnena Yat Pravritti Nivrittiman Atma Tattva Bodhena Vairagyena Drudena Cha Iyate Bhagavan Ebihi Suguno Nirguna Swadrik. Now we are going to read the one-to-one word. Kriyaya by fruitive activities. Kratubihi by sacrificial performances. Dhanaihi by charity. Tapaha austerities. Swadhyaya study of Vedic literature. Marshanaihi and by philosophical research. Atma Indriya Jayena by controlling the mind and senses. Api also. Sanyasena by renunciation. Cha and Karmanam of fruitive activities. Yogena by yoga practice. Vividha Angena of different divisions. Bhakti Yogena by devotional service. Cha and Eva certainly. He indeed. Dharmena by prescribed duties. Ubhaya Chiknena having containing detachment. Atma Tattva, the science of self-realization. Avabodhena by understanding. Vairagyena by detachment. Dridahena strong. Cha and Iyate is perceived. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ebihi by these. Sagunaha in the material world. Nirgunaha beyond the material modes. Swadrik, one who sees his constitutional position. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. By performing fruitive activities and sacrifices. Number 2, by distributing charity. Number 3, by performing austerities. Number 4, by studying various literatures. Number 5, by conducting philosophical research. Number 6, by controlling mind. Number 7, by subduing the senses. Number 8, by accepting the renounced order of life. Number 9, by performing the prescribed duties of one's social order. Number 10, by performing the different divisions of yoga practices. Number 11, by performing devotional services. Number 12, by exhibiting the process of devotional service containing the symptoms of both attachment and detachment. Number 13, by understanding the science of self-realization. Number 14, and by developing a strong sense of detachment. Number 15, one who is expert in understanding the different process of self-realization realizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is represented in the material world, as well as he is represented in the material world as well as in the transcendence. Hare Krishna, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Now, Rameswar Prabhu, please, can you read the purport? Very big purport.
Yeah. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. As it is stated in the previous verse, one has to follow the principles of scriptures There are different prescribed duties for persons in different social and spiritual orders. Here it is stated that performance of fruitive activities and sacrifices and distribution of charity are activities meant for persons who are in the householder order of society. There are four orders of the social system: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. For the Grihasthas, or the householders, performance of sacrifices, distribution of charity, and action according to the prescribed duties are especially recommended. Similarly, austerity, the study of Vedic literature, and philosophical research are meant for the vanaprasthas or retired persons. Study of the Vedic literature from the bona fide spiritual master is meant for the brahmachari or a student. Atmen, Atmendriya Jaya, control of mind and taming of the senses is meant for the person in the renounced order of life. All these different activities are prescribed for different persons so that they may be elevated to the platform of self-realization and from there to Krishna consciousness, devotional service. The words Bhakti Yogena Chaiva, he means that whatever is to be performed as described in verse 34, whether yoga or the sacrifice of fruitive activities or study of Vedic literature or philosophical research or acceptance of the renounced order of life is to be executed in Bhakti Yoga. The word Chaivahi, according to Sanskrit grammar, indicate that one must perform all these activities mixed with the devotional service. Otherwise, such activities will not produce any fruit. Any prescribed activity must be performed for the sake of Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is confirmed Bhagavad Gita 9.27. Yat karoti etasanasi. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you sacrifice, whatever austerities you undergo, and whatever charities you give, the result should be given to the Supreme Lord. The word eva is added, indicating that one must execute activities in such a way. Unless one adds devotional service to all activities, he cannot achieve the desired result. But when Bhakti Yoga is prominent in every activity, then the ultimate goal is sure. One has to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, as it is stated in Bhagavad Gita, after many births. After many births, one approaches the Supreme Person, Krishna, and surrenders unto him, knowing that he is everything. Also, in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Bhoktaram Yajnatapasa. For anyone who is undergoing rigid austerity or for anyone performing different kinds of sacrifices, the beneficiary is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is proprietor of all planets and he is friend to of everyone living being. The words Dharmendrudyo Chihana means that the Bhakti Yoga process contains two symptoms, namely attachment and the supreme attachment for the Supreme Personality of Supreme Lord and detachment from all material affinities. There are two symptoms of advancement in the process of devotional service. Just as there are two processes taking place while eating. A hungry man feels strength and the satisfaction from eating, and at the same time, he gradually becomes detached from eating anymore. Similarly, with the execution of devotional service, the real knowledge develops and one becomes detached from all material activities. In no other activities but devotional service is there such detachment from matter and attachment from the Supreme. There are 9 different processes to increase this attachment to the Supreme Lord: hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, serving the Lord, making friendship, praying, offerings, everything, and service to the lotus feet of the Lord. The process is increasing detachment from material affinities are explained in verse 36. One can achieve elevation to the higher planetary system like the heavenly kingdom by executing one's prescribed duties and by performing sacrifices. When one is transcendental to such desires because of accepting the renounced order of life, he can understand the Brahman feature of the Supreme, and when one is able to see his real constitutional position, he sees all other processes and become situated in the state of pure devotional service. At that time, he can understand the Supreme Person of Godhead, Bhagavan. Understanding the Supreme Person is called Atma Tattva Avabodhena, which means understanding one's real constitutional position. If one actually understands one's constitutional position as an eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord, he becomes detached from the service of the material world. Everyone engaged in some sort of services. If one does not know one's constitutional position, one engages in the service of his personal body or his family, society, or country. But as soon as one is able to see his constitutional position, the word Swadrik means one who is able to see. He becomes detached from such material services and engage himself in devotional services. As long as one is in the mode of material nature and is performing the duties prescribed in the service scriptures, he can be elevated to a higher planetary system where the predominating deity are material representations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, like the Sun God, the Moon God, and the Air God, Brahman, and Lord Shiva, Brahman Shiva. All the different demigods are material representations of the Supreme Lord. By material activities, one can approach only such demigods as the Bhagavad Gita 9.25, Yanti Deva Brada Devan, who are attached to the demigods and who perform the prescribed duties, can be approached to the abode of demigods. In this way, one can go to the planet of the Pitas or forefathers. Similarly, one who fully understands the real position of his life adopts devotion service and realizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Krishna.
The biggest purport.
Yep.
Where to start and where to end. Anyway, Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salake Chakshunritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Tapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patakamalam Shri Gurun Vaisnavam Shri Rupam Sagara Jatam Saganada Gunantam Tham Tham Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padat Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptaka Anchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhibhe Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Tiramani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharni Nirbhishesha Shunvadi Paschalya Destarni Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lange Tekiram Ektupat Mamande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Shri Pramananda Vadam Chaitanya Misharam Hari Om Tatsat Om Shuddha Jai Bhakti Acharya Padaya Dhagva Padana Gora Kada Hare Krishna and Pranam. We can see one thing. Whatever Krishna spoke in Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna. Krishna again spoke the same thing, third canto, to Kapil Dev Devahuti. And the same thing Krishna third time speaks in the 11th canto to his best friend, Uddhava. So Bhagavad Gita, Kapil Gita and Uddhava Gita, 3 times. And in between the Rudra Gita comes, that again Lord Shiva speaks whatever he learned from Krishna. And whatever has been spoken here has been spoken in Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji has spoken. And also in the Vedas. Vedas has been given by Krishna to Brahma. Now we will just take a recap The 31st chapter, the summarization, I'll just take a small 1 minute. After suffering in the hellish planet, a sinful person is reborn as a human being in some mother's womb. In this painful condition, being bitten by worms and scorched by the heat of the mother's digestion, if a living entity is fortunate, he prays to the Lord for deliverance. This has been told in the 31st chapter summarization. And 32nd chapter, not what we are reading. The summarization is those who lead pious lives, the fruity activities, perform sacrifices to please the demigods, and thus attain the heavenly planets. But they fall down to earth when their pious results are exhausted. And in the 33rd chapter summary, what we are going to learn is Devhuti Mata glorifies the process of Sankirtana Yajna. So next chapter is fantastic, which gives us liberation in this life and eternal residence in the Lord's abode after death. I just gave the small glimpse so that we will know what we are going to read next week. But this chapter has only 43 verses. And in the 33rd chapter, the glimpse is chapter. Wait. 24 to 20 to 24, short glimpse. In the Kadava Chadre Sudha, sound romba kekarde. Can you close the door? In the Kadava Chadir po. Close the door. Sound from 20 to 24, the gist of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. After creating demigods, sages, and the first Manu, Lord Brahma orders Kardama Muni to help expand the population. And Kardama Muni is asking the Lord for a wife, beautiful wife, then marries with Devahuti and creates a celestial mansion for her. See, when you see Supreme Lord, you can do anything. He creates a plane, and within the plane there are 10-story building. And he fathers Kapila Muni because he wanted him as son. And 9 daughters who marry the great sages and help create living entities. And 25 to 33, the short version of Lord Kapil Deva and Devahuti spoken is, Lord Kapil Deva instructs Devahuti in Sankhya Yoga, which culminates in devotional service. Sankhya Yoga also is ending to devotional service. To himself. Himself means Kapil Deva is Krishna. Kapil Deva describes to Devahuti the creation, the meditation of the yogis on Vishnu, the hellish results of adverse fruitive activities, the results of the sacrifices, and pure devotional service. Now, Devahuti concludes in the 33rd chapter that the best sacrifice is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Kapila Deva then leaves home. Even today, he is worshipped where he now resides at Ganga Sagara. While feeling separation from her son, Kapila Deva, and meditating upon him, Devahuti practices Sankhya Yoga in Kardama Muni's opulent ashrama, becomes liberated and attains perfection. So this is going to be the end. Now, we'll just see what our dear Prabhu has spoken. That is Ajit Garg Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, what he has spoken, we'll just take a glimpse. From 32 to 36, the various paths ultimately to realize Bhagavan. The 32nd, same destination. Either by bhakti, devotional service, or by jnana, philosophical research, one has to find the same destination, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Bhagavan. But it is well known that the jnanis attain Brahman and not Bhagavan. Then how can the destination of both Bhaktas and Jnanis be the same? This is the question. 33rd chapter, 33rd verse. Different appearances of the same Lord. Just as a single object is appreciated differently by different senses, the Lord is one, but according to different scriptural practices, he appears to be different. Itendriyehi pritak dwarer artho bahu gunashayaha eko nanyeta tadvat Bhagavan Shastra Vartamibihi. Perceiving milk with different senses. When we see milk, we can see that it is white. When we taste it, it appears palatable. When we touch the milk, it appears cold. When we smell it, it appears aromatic. And when we hear, we understand it is called milk. But one can best appreciate the milk with the tongue, by tasting it and not with the eyes, not with the nostrils or the ears. Similarly, approaching the Supreme Lord by different means, those who try to find the Lord by mental speculation may approach his bodily effulgence, impersonal Brahman. Those who try to find him by mystic yoga may realize him as the localized super soul. But those who directly approach the Supreme Truth by Bhakti Yoga can see him face to face, Bhagavan as Bhagavan. Thus, the Supreme Lord is the ultimate destination of all processes, but depending upon the particular process one follows, one reaches a particular aspect of the Lord. Bhagavan realization by Bhakti also include the realization of Lord's Paramatma and also Brahman realization 3.32.26. Thus, Bhakti is the best path and Bhagavan realization is the ultimate realization. What are the various spiritual practices by which the Lord can be perceived? This is explained in 34 to 36 today. Different scriptural practices are pious activities, sacrifices, charities for grahasthas, austerities for vanaprasthas, Vedic study and discussion for brahmacharis, control of senses and mind, renunciation for sannyasis, yoga practices, bhakti, sakam bhakti, nishkam bhakti, varnashrama activities, understanding the nature of Atma, and firm detachment. This is the summarization. Now, we'll take a glimpse from 37 to 43 in the this week. What will be the gist we are going to listen? Because when we see some drama, some prelude they give, we can understand. Qualification to receive this knowledge. 37 and 38 is speaking. Kapil Dev is telling, I have answered all three of your questions from 3.29, 1 to 4. Question 5, question 6, question 7, about the 4 types of bhaktis, the nature of time, kala, and the birth and death of the jiva caused by ignorance, because of which the jiva doesn't understand its destination. Now in 39 and 40, the teachings are not meant for envious people, agnostic people, those who are unclean in behavior, proud, hypocrites, greedy, materially attached, non-devotees, and those who hate devotees. So these are all very, very important points. And in 41 and 42 is concluding. These teachings should be given to whom? Faithful, devotees, respectful, non-envious, just opposite to the previous one. Friendly to all jivas, eager to render services, detached, peaceful-minded, unselfish, pure, and who have taken the Lord to be the most dear object. The Kalva Chatanaram taken the Lord as the most dear object. The last 43 is the Falashruti. One who faithfully hears or speaks this topic achieves the Lord's abode. So Kapil Dev says those who will listen the 32nd chapter ending They will go back home, back to Godhead. Now, what we will do is, see, today's main points, look, Prabhu read so much. I cannot discuss all because the time is limited. A short version I have made. This was spoken by one of the acharyas. You know Mahavishnu Gosai Maharaj, who was from Gujarat, Baroda,
Yes,
old
Prabhuji.
person.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So before he left his body, he gave this lecture. I was there. He was in Dubai at the time. So this has been translated by one Mataji, one Prabhu, Narayana Prabhu. So that I got the letter. Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Matajis, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. After a long trip, I am so delighted to announce our loving Guru, Mahavishnu Gosai Maharaj, is back here with us to bestow his blessings and shower us with nectarian words. Maharaj is fine by Krishna's mercy. After that, he left actually. This happened in 2006. I was in Sharjah. So today morning, Maharaj gave wonderful explanation from the translation of 3.32.34 to 35, 36, 3 verses. And he has given some important points one should note down. He has told us sloka kriyaya. I'm not going to repeat that. And the translation, I'm not going to repeat that. Maharaj pointed out that reading and going through Srimad Bhagavatam should not be done mechanically. We cannot just read and tell. It is not something. But what we truly should do is research, R&D. While reading, we should do research while reading, because unless you do not understand what actually is spoken by Kapil Dev to Devoti Ma, actually it contains, there is no use of it, just reading and giving a class. Only internalizing the knowledge can give you the taste of Krishna. Try to understand. Internalizing the knowledge. See, he has given the various, what is the grastha, what is the vanaprasis, what is the sannyasis to do. In the end, he is telling what is to be told, what is not to be told, whom to be told, what to be told. Reading the same purport 3 to 4 times will result such that the meaning will reveal itself. We can understand by reading minimum 3 to 4 times. This Prabhu read so big. 3 to 4 times how we will read. But Maharaj has given a clear instructions. Such that the meaning will reveal itself, and understanding only can lead to preaching. See, first we have to understand. Then we have to preach. What is preaching? Everything that is true is preaching. Whatever Krishna has told, whatever Kapil Dev has told, that has to be understood and preached. Because achar and then prachar. And the most essential point that has to be explained to every person is that every moment of life is decreasing. There's one sloka is there, no? That Ayur Hriti Vaipum Sam in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But by every sunrise and sunset, ek din gaya, and we are approaching death. But for devotees, Krishna is calling us, come, come, your time is over, come back. So, start by not wasting your valuable time in trying to possess unnecessary material things which keep you away from Krishna Kirtan. We have to keep away the things, we have to see Anukulesa Sankalpa, Pratikulesa Varjana, which is not going to remind us of Krishna. Dur rakho usko. Now, Maharaj is telling what is Krishna Kirtan. Maharaj explained that anything regarding or connected to Krishna is Krishna Kirtan. Whatever will make you remember Krishna, always remember Krishna, that is Krishna Kirtan. And whatever will make you remember, that is Maya Kirtan. Remaining always Krishna conscious is all that we have to do. किसी को देखेगा तो भगवान को देखने पे. See, now Ajit Prabhu, I should see the Paramatma inside, and I should see how the Jivatma is Amsha of Krishna, and I should see how enthusiastic Prabhu is every time. Whenever I see, smile, call. So you should see the good things, but we have the habit of doing the bad things. We find fault. Oh, Prabhu ठीक नहीं है. वो खासते क्लास के बीच में, and he acts so much. Take the good things. No, why you want to see the bad? If I bring half glass of milk, अरे half is filled. Somebody will tell, आधा खाली था. अरे, you see the good. Everybody, the material. When in the three modes, we have the fault finding is the only thing. And if you do fault finding of devotees, khalas, everything will go topsy-turvy. Maharaj explained that anything regarding or connected to Krishna is Krishna Kirtan. Remaining always Krishna consciousness is all that we mean to stop working. But all does not mean that we have to stop working. We have to go to the job and all. But as for this age, money is inevitable. Paisa chahiye. We need money for living. Moreover, for reading and preaching also we need money. Prabhupada has written. How Maharaj explains is that only hard work will, with full honesty, can get you peaceful money. धोखेबाजी नहीं करने का, no cheating. You should be self-conscious. You should know that everything is watched by Krishna. Inside is Paramatma, outside is Sarvavyapi, and our Guru is there. And Krishna has appointed all the demigods. Both the eyes, sun and moon. Activities by the sun, immediately recorded. By the nose, Varuna. The hands, Indra. Legs, so each and every Karmendra, Gyanendra, one demigod is there. Chori, chupke, nothing happens. So only hard work with full honesty can get you peaceful money. See, Rameswar will be working so hard. But his boss is also good. But Prabhu is very happy because he's giving time for Krishna. Prabhu is only happy about that. Because he's working his life, he's giving there because he says, Mujhe to Bhagavatam karne de. Because if Nityam Bhagavata Seva was not there, then he would have failed. He would have made big money, but no Krishna. So that's why Prabhu is always happy. In spite of you called him at 12 o'clock or so, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandava Pranam. He's in the airport. He's attending class. Prabhu, I'm here in the airport. I'm driving now from Palakkad to this place. He's always talking. So I always feel happy to see our Rameswar Prabhu. I feel so blissful. Ajit Prabhu, kitna busy schedule. He's in Dhaka, here, there. But always, yes, Prabhu, yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. I find so nice Saroj Mataji. उनके घर में भगवान आके खेल रहा है, हाथ पकड़ के ले जा रहा है. Sweta Mataji, in spite of so much tension, jobs and all, but she attends all classes. Everywhere she comes. V.S. Narayan, my best friend, is everywhere. Morning, evening, afternoon, anywhere is there. Sanjeev Kumar Patro from Orissa. When I went to see Guru Maharaj, he is there. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandava Pranam. So I spoke to Guru Maharaj. He said, I thought you are new, but you are talking so close. I am also new only. So you should always think you are new. You should never think you are old. New. Then my son-in-law Shabdari brought Guru Maharaj the Mercedes Benz car. Oh, your son-in-law has brought. He is a disciple of Guru Maharaj. His son-in-law, you forget, he is a disciple of Guru Maharaj. Seema Mataji, so wonderful. Anytime she is there. Offline, now she's doing offline class, online class. Vivek Kumar Prabhu, it's a new devotee, I think. Vivek Kumar Prabhu, Puja devotee, I know. Prabhu, Peri Kantatillo. Virendra Prabhu is coming always. He's from Delhi, I think. And Ratnakar Madhusudan Prabhu giving always Prabhupada's message here and there, everywhere. Jayananda Gaura Prabhu ki jai ho from Chennai. I met him yesterday in the Guru Maharaj program. He said, I'll come every day. He always come for Bhakti Sangha. So when I met him, I said, Prabhu, idhar bhi aao. We need some numbers. How many have come today? 14. So who are the 2 new people? I'm not able to see. Then Sanjeev Patro. Preeti Sharma Mataji has come. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And Ayan Shah Prabhu is always there. Wherever the small boy, school boy, class 10, Prabhu, he gave such a wonderful class, Prabhu. Adiboli class. I told him one day Bhagavatam he was taking. Prabhu, I don't know all these things. Chapter 1 Bhagavad Gita, I can talk. I want all these people who are all coming, everybody should speak. And I met so many people in the temple. I told you should come to Siva Sangha. They agreed. So we'll give one chance to all. So I not completed. I have a completed. I have not completed. I was talking. See, I was talking. I was just trying to glorify our people. No, okay, sorry. So what he is telling, Guru Maharaj is telling, Master Maharaj, when there is peace, our reading becomes more efficient. पैसा हाथ में रहेगा तो पीसफुल बोलता है. Reading and researching should be parallel. Read, understand, and achar prachar. Then it becomes R&D. With the understanding, preaching can be done successfully. If you understand it, they can preach properly. This way, we have to make ourselves capable for preaching. First, we should know whether we are capable of delivering. How? Preaching practically means achar. If I'm telling something, I must have done that. And not just philosophically prachar. Prabhupada, because he was doing everything what he preached. That's why purity is force. And not just philosophically prachar. The secret of preaching is we must do this preaching about Krishna ultimately reaches to Krishna. If you preach by achar, then this preaching will go to Krishna's ears. Krishna will listen. See, I told you, one doctor, one mother went with his son to the doctor and said, my son is eating every day molasses. I don't know. Can you please tell doctor? Doctor said, madam, can you come next Sunday? So she did not understand. Next Sunday, then doctor said, no, don't take molasses, your teeth will become bad and you will get sugar and you will have all problems. So that Mataji said, why you didn't tell last Sunday? He said, last Sunday, I myself was taking good molasses. So I didn't want to tell something which I am myself doing. So the doctor stopped eating molasses and then he told, then only the child will stop eating molasses. Like that he told. Further, Maharaj explained that material energy is miserable. It's very important. Rameswar Prabhu, very important point I'm telling. Maharaj told, explained that material energy is miserable. Spiritual energy is powerful. Maya Devi is miserable. But spiritual Antaranga Shakti is powerful. Therefore, go towards Vedic culture that teaches us about our eternal relation with our Creator, Jiver Sarupa Nitya Krishna Das, which we have forgotten. Nowadays, people are engaged every moment in nonsensical activities and hankering for unnecessary things for the sake of show off that their status, which provide joy, man, puja, man, pratishtha, joy, and for only few hours or few days, very temporary. Only sensible persons can understand this, putting end to this misconception and thereby utilize his gifted birth in providing food to the soul by reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam seriously, Nitya Bhagavatam, just like Siva Sangha. So that wonderful platform you have created. So this has to be continued, whether anybody is there or not. This should not stop. again and again. Not only reading, but understanding and researching the scriptures is the only way to success in spiritual life. These Maharaj's words are very important. I beg for the mercy of Guru Maharaj, only by which I can visualize Krishna while going through these matchless scriptures, which are just like Krishna avatars themselves. Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna avatara. Thank you very much. Please chant Hare Krishna and be happy. This is the Maharaj's last lecture. Yours in service of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudeva. This was translated by Narayana Priya Krishna Das, Rajkot. Rajkot, Maharaj has built a very good temple. He was invited, but I could not go. And Maharaj built a temple in Baroda, all in Gujarat he had made. So what we can understand, that Kapil Dev is continuing that this instruction is not meant for envious people. This instruction is not for agnostic peoples. This is not for persons who are unclean in their behavior. That is internal and external. Anta Shuddhikaran, Bahar Shuddhikaran. It is not for the hypocrites. It is for the persons who are not for the persons who are proud of material possessions. So Kapil Dev is clearly telling, it is not to be instructed to persons who are too greedy. You should be greedy for Bhagavatam, who are too attached to family life, nor to persons who are non-devotees, and not for who are envious of devotees. Envious of devotees and also envious of the Supreme Person of Godhead. And this instruction to be given to the faithful devotees who are respectful to the spiritual master, who are non-envious to Krishna and all the devotees and all the people, friendly to all kinds of living entities, and eager to render service with faith and sincerity. This instruction should be imparted by the spiritual master to persons who have taken Supreme Person of Godhead to be more dear than anything in the world, who are perfectly cleansed, internal and external, and who have developed detachment for that which is outside the purview of Krishna consciousness. Anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam. Nectar of devotion. And last verse. Anyone who once meditates upon me with faith and affection, who hears and chants about me, surely goes back home, back to Godhead. Then end the Bhaktivinoda purport to the third canto, 32nd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Entanglement of Fruitive Activities. I didn't read all the things. I just want to give a happiness that what we are going to conclude. The purports are big. It's going to be there. So I want to close before 10. And also, yes, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Super, Prabhu.
Any questions or any expert comments, Prabhu?
No experts comments.
Ajit Kar Prabhu, आपको कुछ?
Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj is amazing devotee. Do you know what age he came to Krishna conscious Guru?
I think he was a Grasta and he was retired. I think he came after 60 or something.
54.
Rameswar, your voice is too low. Can you please?
Okay. When he was Gujarati Samaj leader in London.
Business was there. He was a big business.
Big businessman. He was president of Gujarati Samaj in London. And he invited Prabhupada. And Prabhupada, he glorified Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, what are you doing here? And I'm business. This is the time to wind up everything and take Krishna conscious. And he seriously took that instruction. And 54.
In 2 months he completed.
Yeah.
In 2 months he finished full Bhagavatam.
Yeah, and also he wind up all business. And after that, he served Prabhupada mission 37 years. From 54 age, 91 he left the body. Amazing.
Prabhu, you won't believe, in Sharjah, he has come to my house He stayed there 2 nights.
Why don't you, why will not I believe, Prabhu? You are amazing devotee. Everyone will
No,
come.
Prabhu. No,
I know.
Prabhu. No. See, Vanita used to call Tata. Tata. So he has kept and fed my daughter. And one day I was having big problem in the business. I started a company called JPS Management, Jayapataka Swami Management. It's a recruitment company, full loss.
Yes.
So I was crying. Then Maharaj came with me. But मेरा भी business था ना, रोने का नहीं है. ये भगवान अच्छा कर रहा है आपको उड़ा रहा है. But he said, when you do loss, it says Krishna is so merciful. Don't worry. I told her, no, my daughter's married. She will get a very good husband. I'm promising, whether I'm alive or not, she will get a very good husband. And you will be so happy. On that day, you will remember me. So now I'm remembering him so much because उनका आशीर्वाद बहुत भरपूर था. And he told, I am your tata only. And then he used to just come, beti kaise ho? And my wife makes some nice rasam and all. So he loves. But South Indian food मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Then I speak to him in Gujarat. There કેમ છો મારો છો તમારા શું ખબર? વ્યાપાર પાણી સારું છે. આનંદ મંગળ જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ. અરે તમે તો ગુજરાતી માણસ છે ના. શું વાત કરું છું? તો મહારાજ, when I read this purport, I really cried today morning. Ajit Prabhu.
He also speaks many languages.
Many languages.
Maharaj.
You only told me learn more. So I learned 18 languages because of Guru Maharaj also has told me to learn, and also Maharashtra Goswami Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Ajit Prabhu, any?
Prabhuji, in the purport, you were saying each characteristics of in ashrams, and in that you said sannyasa disciples, sannyasi, one who takes sannyas, they should have the sense control. Does that mean only them? Prabhu, all are
all.
Have. But it is
but
mentioned like that.
Maharaj ne specifically ऐसे बोला.
And also,
oh, that's the translation. I think the translation. Prabhupada that given. I made it one by one.
Yeah, I understand. Maybe it is very,
very
essential for them. Others, slight of leniency or something. Because
sometimes कुत्ता बिल्ली बनने का, कभी कुत्ता बिल्ली होने का, but not always. अजीत प्रभु, आपका कुछ?
No, Prabhuji, no comments.
Contribution.
I was just listening to your lecture, and the way you feel about everyone.
Yeah.
But it's really very, very difficult for at least a person like me to feel like that. I don't know how you get this feeling of appreciation. You appreciate everybody. You just look good in everybody. So how to just cultivate this habit? How one can cultivate this habit?
In the scripture, it has been told. What I am saying is, no one is fully bad. I am also having so many bad qualities. But I can see the good. No, Radhanath Maharaj only taught this. One day there was some fight in Bhaktivedanta hospital. Each one complaining secretly to Maharaj. So Maharaj said, today what I am going to do is, suppose Ajit Prabhu has told something about Rameswar Prabhu. So he will say, Ajit Prabhu, you write 10 good qualities of Rameswar Prabhu. And you will tell Rameswar Prabhu, you write 10 good qualities of Ajit Prabhu. And then I am having something with V.S. Narayan Prabhu. Sukakar Krishnadas, you write 10 good qualities of V.S. Narayan Prabhu. And V.S. Narayan Prabhu, 10 good qualities. Saroj Mati Sweta Mati. You write about Mataji. Like that he wrote. And everybody read all the good qualities. Then Maharaj said, Ajit Prabhu, abhi aap kuch, you complained about Rameswar Prabhu, kuch point hai. Nahi Maharaj, everything good. Then he asked Rameswar Prabhu, aapne kuch bola tha mujhe udhar andar mein, anything about Ajit Prabhu? No, I find everything good. So Maharaj said, you should always glorify. Keep glorifying. You will never see bad. Because what is the problem? We have the habit of glorifying in the front, पीछे जाके शुक्र बम ठीक नहीं है, थोड़ा acting करता है ना. Like that you tell once, no God, then your minus gone, your point is gone. Vaishnava aparad. सामने गुड़ी गुड़ी.
That is true. मतलब like we have heard this so many times, right? We have heard this so many times, but it's still such a dirty mind. It is such a, I cannot explain my situation, my mind situation.
No, how you should do, no, Prabhu? How you should know? Suppose somebody is telling bad about me. You should immediately tell the Mataji, don't talk about him. How good you are. In front of me, I say, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Danda Pranam. You take number. But you also, everybody has got bad qualities. So don't talk. It's one thing Prabhupada said, don't judge others.
Prabhu,
When you want to judge,
talking, it's not, I might not be talking bad about anybody, but within my mind,
something.
How to feel that?
So you should just see your face in the mirror. मैं तो तिलका पहना हूं, लेकिन how many bad thoughts I'm having in the mind. You just think, Prabhu, nobody knows about you more than you. Only Krishna knows. Krishna is Paramatma knows. But you know the whole kya subah se sham tak kya. So my daughter says night ko she writes a diary. Aaj main aise kiya. This was the thought also you should write. I thought something bad about this. I'm wrong. Sorry, can't pakdo. And when you write, no, next time you will not do the same mistake. This is the only way you have to go and tell Krishna that I thought about bad about this Prabhu, this Mataji. I shouldn't have thought also. Please, mujhe pakad lo, please. Because if you don't sincerely tell, nahi aayega. Because human being is just like this. Kiska pair khichne ka. Keep on passing comments. I please devotional mein aake we reduce something. But in the material life, you see, they will, till that person comes and says, Arey ho, itna to der karta nahi, he's a useless fellow. When he comes, welcome, welcome, we all were waiting for you. Jhoot bol raha hai na. Till he was inside the room, he was just telling bad about him. The moment he come, all are standing, come on, we really missed you so much, please come fast. So Bhagwan bolte hai, tum aise chori kar rahe, you're just talking something lies. So ye consciously karna padega. This habit, this won't come like that. You have to consciously develop. Otherwise, we'll come back. Because of those qualities, you have to come back to the material world. Seema Gupta Mataji, aap log ka kuch suna nahi. Sanjeev Kumar Path.
Me and Ajit Prabhu were sitting in Delhi metro station and we are glorifying Sugar Krishna's Prabhu. We both were saying we have never seen such a devotee in a life. Prabhu, you remember that?
Wo sab nahi, Prabhu. Don't glorify so much.
Ajit Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhu, that's true.
Yeah, because we were saying from heart, I have never seen you complaining anyone, having any grudge, like a childish mind, Prabhu. It is very rare to get. Even when I was in Trivandrum, this Aniruddha Pranadas Prabhu was saying this. Adichandra, yes, in Shiva Sangan, he is posting so many. He's like a child and he's so caring. And when in our days we were used to fight anything, if any other person, he will not come and talk to me only. Next moment, he will come and, hi Aniruddha, I will hug. How can he do this when we were wondering like that? Is really, Prabhu, we are great, fortunate to have your association guidance, everything, Prabhu.
Only by seeing Guru Maharaj, I'm doing. Guru Maharaj, you have seen, he never fights. He always. I told him, Madhu Pandit Prabhu is doing, don't tell anything about him. He's my son. He will become okay. Ritvi karke, he was told to take prasadam in the queue. But he said, don't talk. He'll become okay. I'm praying for him even now to Radharani is telling. So how great, no? We are learning, Prabhu. We are all learning. But you are also wonderful, Prabhu. You are doing so much for the yatra. How many programs you are doing? Sabko khana khila raha hai. So if you tell about 10 points, I'll tell 20 points about you. V.S. Nanko from the class.
Change the subject. Any questions? Any?
Answer, Prabhu?
It is very, very difficult to have such mood which you are having. No doubt in that, Prabhu.
I think this is not from Krishna conscious. Is in general is like that. Maybe after Krishna conscious, more refined. I think even before Krishna conscious, we must be like this.
You ask my wife, she will tell all points about me. Ask my wife now, call her.
That's a different
thing.
That
I know, bro. That is different thing.
Ghar ki murgi dal barabar. Every time Bhagavatam लेके बैठता है, किधर कुछ नहीं.
आपका भाव है ना, मतलब it's really very very difficult. मतलब I have hardly seen anybody.
Yeah.
I
कुछ
don't.
नहीं, you're just
remember-
thinking like that. You're just.
I have seen so many devotees. No offenses against anybody, but such mood, such expressions, such love. Now I don't know.
So transparent.
Yes. It's really, really.
मैं अभी गिर जाए आपने इतना गुलाम I fall down now. Please
No,
stop
no,
it.
never,
It's
never.
not about
Please stop,
glorifying. It's
Prabhu.
about
You cannot, Prabhu.
we want to imbibe such qualities in ourselves also. Otherwise, we will not be able to become even a devotee. A devotee shall have these qualities which you are exhibiting by your own example, Prabhu. That's a real great thing.
I had to do much more, Prabhu. I had to do so much. Guru Maharaj was telling, he said, I want you all to become Diksha Guru. How Diksha Guru? No, I won't, because how long I will continue? I want my disciple to become Diksha Guru and help. And you should not be worried what will happen, the sin will come. Let the sin come, but you must make. I said, Guru Maharaj, why do you give 70,000 initiation? He's telling, I am giving because ek bar initiation de diya, even if you're doing sin, still you, because a devotee will get another devotee life. So you will become one day okay. But I don't mind taking the sin. Once Prabhupada was there, one Shyam Chakravarti came running to Vrindavan and he told, please, please, I want to save Guru Maharaj. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, he's now in the end. Unka last swas chal raha hai. Then he usko andar bheja. Prabhupada bola, yes, tell me what. He's telling, because you kept your murti when you are alive. You should give the deities only after they die. But because that is kept, so everybody paying pranam, all their sin are coming, that's why. Remove the deity. No. He said, no. I want to take sin, that's why I kept. Nothing wrong. Because how they will burn the sin? Let me burn. Then he said, even after I die, I will come to take the sins. Same thing Guru Maharaj is telling yesterday. He's telling, don't worry about me. I'm not this body. I told you, you're giving 5,000 names in Bangladesh and all. Whether they're doing or not, he said they have accepted, they will do 16 rounds, they have accepted, they will help in Prabhupada movement, they have accepted, they will follow the regulatory principles. Now, if they don't do, they will become okay. They will become okay. And then he quoted that sloka, no? In this Bhagavad Gita. What is that? That people who, you should not criticize about the people who are doing wrong. I think 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. There are 2 slokas are there. That you are not supposed to tell anything about a devotee, even if they fall, Krishna will take care. What is the sloka, Prabhu? Rameswar Prabhu?
Which one, Prabhu?
That Krishna is telling, no, that you are not supposed to tell anything about devotees. If they are falling also, they will become okay on their own. We are not supposed.
Abhichet Durachar.
Abhichet Durachar. That's why you are the Google for me. Abhichet Duracharo. Ananya Bhakt. Sadhureva Santavya. That they will become okay. So, Guru Maharaj said, don't tell anything about anybody. I will keep giving initiation. He want to make it 1 lakh. He told Prabhupada, told 1 lakh. And there are some Maharaj very strict, Jayadev Maharaj. So there, he's telling this their own thought. I'm not finding fault. I am going to do. Prabhupada 10,000 dhyana within few years. And many people fell also, but he said that they will become okay. And some who apni kisi jigesh kuchlen khule chilen na.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna. Bhal laglo.
Yes, so it was a very beautiful class. And how you told about the Sankirtana movement. The mother, Kapil Deva Muni's mother tells that the Sankirtan movement is the greatest.
Next
And
chapter.
you were telling that, yes, Prabhuji. And you were telling that, and in our all activities we should think about Krishna. All our activities should be centered around Krishna. That's lecture and how beautiful you get that lecture. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.